College Classic? Did you say College Classic Campus Hits? You know you did. Okay, so we're reading again. We did part 1 and part 2 yesterday of Francis Swaggart's and Sarah saw the result of saving faith. You know, there's a lot going on in this country today where saving faith is required. A lot of people don't understand that, what this is. So we move on. A superstition that goes with that. In fact, the spiritual laws presented by the devil, whether inside the church or as the word of faith teachings are in the secular world as the mind science teaching. I don't permit the word on my mouth or on my lips or written, so I always cross it out and put the wicked one. You'll find that in me a lot. I'll call him the wicked one. His name, and as we know it when we study the Word of God and his rise to power on the earth, his vanity concerns that name greatly for him seeking respect, as you know that yourselves, Beelzebub, Satan, Lucifer. All those names are going to come from his mouth, and he's going to admit who he is before man. And they're going to be astonished when they see his feet, because he has hoof feet. That's actually going to walk this earth as it did in Seth in the lost books of the Bible. They're going to see that. It's going to become hell. Everyone's going to say, I'm in hell, I'm in hell. You still have the opportunity to find Christ, but a lot of people ain't going to do it. I say about 1/3 of the world is going to hell from the creation of the foundation of God. It's a lot of people. Mind science teachings lead to nothing but superstition in the lives of those who try to live by them. One dictionary defines superstition as an irrational belief that an object, action, or circumstance not logically related to a course of events influences its outcome. It sounds like the Communist Manifesto. Behavioral psychologist B.F. Skinner claims to have demonstrated his superstitious behavior or superstitious behavior can be created as a result of coincidental or accidental reinforcement. Oh, come on. Okay. In an experiment using pigeons, Skinner released pellets of food into a box at fixed internal time periods. Although the release of food had nothing to do with the behavior of the pigeons tended to increase and repeat whatever specific behaviors they had done just prior to the last release of food. Behaviors such as turning in circles, nodding the head up and down, or picking up one foot. And the reason for this, though, is because they're confined. If you let them go, they wouldn't do that. If they had freedom, that wouldn't be. It's like sticking somebody in jail. Later on, they go back to their cell and they either read a book or they start to work out because they're confined. This is an imprisonment. The behavior of the pigeon was accidentally reinforced. No, it became routine. I don't know about reinforce. As they developed ritualistic behavior and their desire for more food. This happens often when people try to keep mystic laws. They misinterpret good events in their lives as having resulted from their keeping of these laws when the two do actually have a casual relationship. But this also happens to drug addicts too. I remember when I was in high school, my friend was a drug dealer and he was selling speed at school to other kids. And we were at a satellite school, and I remember him selling them a line for $5, and they halved the line because they went $2.50 on it, and they halved the line, And then they came back and said that stuff was bunk. We need more. Never mind. Never mind. I wasn't selling, but he was. And I just thought to myself, he gave you a pretty good line, dude. It was bunk. But this is the habit of wanting more. And if they were in jail, they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. But because they were at school, they threatened him. It was bunk. And being a master psychologist himself, the wicked one will make sure accidental reinforcement occurs. Now, this isn't accidental. None of this. This is something very premeditated. In the course of this here, imagine if these two guys were pigeons. This is one way he crafts false signs that lead people astray. Even him. Even the wicked one himself has been led astray by his own foolishness. Whose coming is after the working of the wicked one, with all power and signs and lying wonders. 2 Thessalonians 2:9. A believer must never resort to seeking after signs. He must always seek the truth of Jesus Christ. So, we know that God gives us tribulations. We know that man gives us tribulations. We know God can give great tribulation, and we know man can give great tribulation because the wicked one sends the beast with wrath because he knows his time is short. Great wrath. So that would be like great tribulation. Okay, here's another thing. We know that Jesus Christ loves us, and he wants our name on his lips, not anybody else's, especially not the wicked one. I'm TC Barr. This is College Classic Campus Hits. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.